Summarizing always sounds like it's something easy. However, we're going to take a look at writing a summary of the plot without using extra details. This video is specifically focused on summarizing narrative fiction, but we can also summarize nonfiction articles in similar ways. So let's take a look at what a summary is. It's a brief statement on the main points. We are not retelling here. A retelling would provide a whole lot of details. We don't want to retell. Instead, we want to summarize. So we're going to get rid of the finer, the smaller details. We're also not writing teasers or trailers like we would see in a movie. And we're not just writing about the topic. And we're also not analyzing. If we want to analyze something, we'll give specific examples and talk about the importance of those examples. A summary is going to bring us through the plot and bring us through the main ideas. We're going to give some examples here. I'm going to use the fairy tale of Little Red Riding Hood, Little Red Cap. I'm going to show you two poor examples. So as they pop on the screen, pause, read it, and then continue. So here is our first example that really is more talking about the topic and not a summary. Once you read that, you're going to notice that we're talking about the big ideas of the story. We're not getting any type of plot and how things progress. This is a poor example of a summary. The next example is more of a retelling where there's going to be way more details. Pause, read it, and then continue. Once you're done reading, you'll notice all these details. You basically know everything that happens in the story. I just put in my own words. That's a retelling, not a summary. So this last one is a strong example of a summary. Please pause, read it, and see how one event leads to the other, but we're leaving out the smaller details, a lot of which you saw in the bad summary that I had just shown. So pause and please read this good summary. So here we're getting the big ideas. One event is leading to the next event, and this is a summary. So how do we summarize and do this effectively? Brainstorm a list of everything that happens in the story and then pick out the most important events and the most important characters. Get rid of the side characters. Think about Freytag's plot pyramid. We could do a sentence for exposition, a sentence for exciting force, which tends to be the biggest part of the story. We want to condense it into one sentence. And we could talk about, the rising action is the biggest part of the story, not the exciting force. The rising action is the biggest piece, but we can combine some as well. We want to be focused here. We want to ignore the small details, unless we're retelling, but we're looking at summaries now, not at retellings. Also, as you write, we can connect ideas using introductory clauses, which are a great option, but we can also use individual transition words. Refer to this as many times as you need to help get from one idea to the next. We don't need a transition word at the beginning of every sentence, but these are really good to fall back on. Now, take a look at whatever story you're looking at and write a summary of the plot of your story without using extra details.